Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to show you how I'm planning my time off over the Christmas period and how I'm planning how I'm going to be working on my projects for the early time in 2021. If you saw my video recently all about the infradian rhythm and the hormonal cycle and how that affects productivity, this will be relevant to that because I'm going to be using the phase cycles to determine what kind of work I'm doing at different times, and essentially to also guide when I should be taking time off and when I should be trying to get work done where possible. This is somewhat of a preliminary plan because there are 2 dates in early February for submissions of papers that would be possibly relevant for me, and I haven't 100% confirmed this with my supervisor yet, but I'm going to just start doing the planning on the basis that we would hopefully be submitting something around then. People often ask me, do I work weekends? Do I take time off? And I am a firm believer in taking time off as needed. So sometimes I will work weekends, particularly Sundays, not Saturdays, because I do work part-time on Saturdays, but sometimes I will work on a Sunday, and that means that it would be instead of working one of the days during the week. So I do feel like there is a balance between taking time off and working. That's something that you'll see, especially when we come up to the publication dates. There are times where you're working all hours and that's just unavoidable at times, but it means that you just need to make sure that you schedule enough time off before and after this. Obviously I'm doing my planning on my trusty iPad. The first thing that I'm doing is just filling in the dates from now until mid-February. So essentially the first 2 months of work following this transfer report. The reason that I'm doing this planning right now is that tomorrow I have my transfer assessment, and essentially that's going to be finalising a big chunk of work that I've been doing. That's the sort of time where I'm going to feel most anxious because I won't be knowing exactly what I'm going to work on. So I'm going to get all of that sorted today, so that means early next week I will be feeling good about the kind of work that I'm doing because I know that I'm on track for something. Okay, so now that that's done, essentially I'm going to go and map in the cycle phases. That's something that's going to take a little while for you to start realising, when you're in different phases, and I think the book In the Flow gives a good understanding of the cycle phases and how you can start figuring out when you're in different phases. So I obviously, menstrual phase, you'll know when you're in that. After that it means you're in the follicular phase, and then for me the transition, I always notice a strong feeling of wanting to be social, and that's when I know that I'm in the ovulatory phase. And then I will notice again a pretty big switch from social desires to more work driven desired, and then I know that I'm in the luteal phase. But it will take a little while for you to start understanding when you're in the different phases. Essentially now I'm going to start marking in times where I'm going to want to be working and when I'm going to want to be not working. So I'm going to use different colours to mark when I'm working versus not working. I'm going to use green for go for work and red for stop for not working. So I know I want to take the 23rd to the 26th off because 23rd is my birthday. Turning 25. Don't forget to say happy birthday. Just kidding. Oh, opposite way around. I know I'm going to want to take those 4 days off, and especially as well we're having Christmas on the 25th, and then the 26th my dad will be up for Christmas round 2 essentially. So yeah, I'm going to take those couple days off, and then I'm probably going to do a couple days on, just a very small amount. So the 27th and the 28th I'm going to do on, and maybe a little bit on the 29th. So let's just put those in. And then I'm going to do the 29th to the 1st as off. And then let's see, what phase are we in there? We're in the follicular phase there, and we need to get some problem solving done. So yeah, I'm probably going to do Sunday to Thursday, then on Sunday to Friday work, and that'll be the time where I'm going to be working on creative problem solving and the complex processing needed for the first project. Then I'll do some time off that weekend, Friday, Saturday, so I'll put that in there, a little bit of time off. And then we're back in for Sunday to Thursday, and then time off, usual time, like weekend time. I'm gonna try and take like Friday, Saturday off and have Sunday to Thursday be my work week from now on. Okay, so I'm gonna keep that up. I'm just gonna keep going for a little bit, filling those in. Okay, another thing that I need to fill in obviously is the publication cutoffs. So I know that I have the 4th and the 8th, which means the days before the 8th at least I will be working pretty much flat out. I suppose actual publication will be 1 p.m. the following day, so I'm gonna mark that in. So probably sort of Sunday to Tuesday that week I'm gonna be working pretty full on. So that'll be a very busy time, but I'll be making sure that I have some good time off after that. So I'll probably take like 5 days off after that to rest and recover. It always depends on like how things go. Obviously, if one of these deadlines gets moved forward, it means you've got a bit more time, and I think that would likely be the case. And it would also be quite helpful because it's like right in the luteal phase. So if that publication got pushed forward a week, it means I would have so much more time for the write-up. I'm gonna fill in some like vague enough information to go with these so that we have a clear sort of sense of what kind of work is going to be done around that time. Essentially, follicular phase and ovulatory phase, at least for part of it, I'm going to want to be doing that sort of complex problem solving. So I'm going to mark that in for the start of January. So creative, complex problem solving. This will be the time for at least one of them where I'm going to want to be doing some modelling. Then around the end to meet supervisors to share that info. Then during the luteal phase, I have sort of 2 work phases here. So I'm going to fill in like analytical work for one of them and evaluation work as well. And then towards the end of the luteal, I'm going to fill in write-up, which there's not a huge amount of time there. So we'll see how that goes. It could be that some of this is like interlinked with earlier. And then obviously we've got sort of starting again with the follicular phase. So yeah, it's quite packed so far. This is quite ambitious, but I think having this at least will mean if I get one project and publication done, then that's amazing, you know? I need to go back and organize like the kind of work that I want to be doing earlier. I'm gonna work these couple days, and obviously I've been working these days, and we have a little bit of time off here. Finishing up things. Okay, and then for the early part of next week, essentially I want to make sure that I have at least looked at the project that I'm going to be doing work on. Essentially I'm going to do prep work then, so like review work done so far. I'm still going to be in the luteal phase there, so I need to add that in. This will be like labeling, so like all the manual tasks, clean up code. So I'm going to do all that sort of nitty-gritty work that needs to be done during that time. And I'm going to have some lovely days off during Christmas. I think that since I will have looked at this project just before my time off, it would hopefully mean that there will be some subconscious work going on. And the same way, like the couple days, probably only 2 days of work in between the 2 like long periods off, I'm going to spend some time doing work on the like complex thinking, and the hope being that then in the 2 periods either side where there's time off, that my brain will hopefully just figure everything out in the meantime. I know this is quite loose. I am going to be doing like proper planning at the end of the month. This at least has me in a good mindset for what kind of work I need to be doing in the next week. That is it for this little planning video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give me a big thumbs up and comment down below what kind of time off you're taking off for December. I hope you are taking lots of time off for yourself and that you will be having a nice restful break. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks to all of my wonderful members, and I'll see you all in the next video.